working for quite a while, got all tools, non-merit retirement.
We can make it over to it. Anybody else? Yes, we have Sam has returned, we have Frank is back. Yes.
Hello, my name is Frank. I have not made anything yet, but I am friends with Lisa and Bob, and I see their workshop, and I love, you should see my house for how much I pour off of them. I need to stop making it for myself, so I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Sam? The floor is yours.
Awesome. I've been turning for just a couple of months now. It's been fun, you know, I looked all up online. So I come, yeah, so my second time here. Appreciate you bringing me.
Excellent, excellent. We have Tyler. Yeah, your guest, this is Tyler Ross.
Tyler Ross.
He has roof rack, and he also has an announcement, so I'm just gonna go right into that. Your guest, this is Tyler Ross.
I'm a lumber craft down on Walnut Street. We're a hardwood supplier. I've been to a couple of meetings before, but it's been a minute since I've been over here. So yeah, I just wanted to invite you guys. I think I've been talking with Lisa about we're hoping to have some demonstrations, kind of a monthly event at Lumber and Craft. That's sort of just kind of a community outreach, getting people involved, and then just kind of a fun, something fun to do. I also have a handful of, I have a bunch of irons in the fire, and so I'm always kind of looking to partner with people. If you're interested in just a couple hours of stuff, we've got a couple different kind of charity things we're doing, and a couple of business things we're doing. And so if you're looking for something to do with a couple hours, a month, come and talk to me. One of the things I'm doing soon, I grew up in East Africa, in Tanzania, and I've been traveling. I'm going this next month, and kind of been working with a couple of woodworkers there. And I think that wood turning is, I'm looking at wood turning as like economic development for people there. There's a lot of tourism that comes through. There's a lot of products that people are kind of trying to sell to tourists as they come through. And there's really skilled woodworkers, but they're all using, all they have is green lumber. And so there's not a lot of dry lumber. And so there's, I think that wood turning would be a good project. And so I've kind of been, over the last decade, I've been kind of building friendships, and something that I'm kind of working towards, but I'm also looking for somebody I can bounce ideas off and kind of, I've tried a couple things, but nothing, I'm interested in kind of guidance on it. So if anybody just, if that sounds good, you can be a part of it. Just can reach out. Yeah, so we're on Walnut Street beside the Firehouse restaurant. So we're right next door, and we mostly sell kiln-dried lumber. We're also a Powermatic and a Jet dealer, and we're a saw stop dealer. So yeah, come on down.
Over on the table, we have sign-up sheets, and the lumber is one of them for whomever can do, whenever. But on the 27th of this month, one of the fortunate people will do a demonstration for one of the classes that Tyler is allowing us to do a demonstration for. So, don't make it complicated, y'all, okay? Don't scare anybody. On that topic, you said, isn't that great? Did that all by myself. Oh! Not Anita did it. But anyway, not me. This is Anita winner. There are two other sheets over on the table. One is for Jonesboro Days. We will set up a booth. One is for the Appalachian Fair. We will set up a booth. Jonesboro Days is the 4th through the 6th. The Appalachian Fair is the 18th to the 23rd. The booths need to be manned, and it depends on how long you're able to stand or whatever, but when you come, if you sign up, bring your stuff, sell your stuff. When you leave, take your stuff with you that you didn't sell. Next person comes in, they can do the same. It's an opportunity for the group. We'll have a lathe set up. Do not know if we will have it operating, but because it is a club-sanctioned event, insurance will be no problem, will be covered. So if we decide to turn, great. If we don't, great, no problem. But I need volunteers because these booths have to be manned all the time. So consider that, check the dates, and see if it'll work out for your schedule. Also, we need some strong men to help us get that lathe in the back of our truck so we can take it to Lumber and Craft in the morning. And it will be there for whomever wants to do a demonstration. So it'll be that lathe we'll be working off of. And as far as Tom McClelland, okay, I'm lost. Jeff,
Yeah,
where are you?
I'm right here.
Do you have anything that you can kind of mention as far as the Asheville thing?
Sure, so,
Oh, wait a minute.
hi, John.
No.
Hi, so, Tom had mentioned it and sent a note over to us, but, Kirk Deere here is going to be in Asheville, July the 12th, I think is the date, somewhere in there. Kirk is an amazing teacher. I actually went out to Utah and took a class with him, a fantastic teacher. He cost me a lot of money. I did get a new lathe because of him, but anyway, he's going to be in Asheville. And there's we're trying to figure out which thing works out best, whether or not we try to get him with the Carolina Mountain Woodturners to be part of their event that they're having over there at Perth, or to try to do something to bring him here. We haven't got that far, but think about it, it's a summer. Like I said, Kirk is an amazing instructor, amazing instructor.
Yeah.
Videos online too.
Okay, so with that said, with somebody that close, if we choose, we can go to Asheville. It's July 12th.
I think that's right.
I think.
It's somewhere in that,
Or
Saturday meeting.
we have to contact whomever and see what it would cost us for him to come here. So we'll just have to see whatever we can manage. Also, Jay, do you want to go over the treasurer report for this month? And I'm sorry, I've got you.
If I can find it.
I got one.
I think I got it right.
I got a microphone too.
Okay, as of today, we have 50 dues paid up members. I got a couple more tonight, new members tonight. We've got some potential new members sitting in the audience tonight, so that's great. So our numbers are counting. We have 155 on record, both inactive and active. We've taken in $1,250 in dues this year, 2025, and our current bank account is $5,692, which is higher than it has been. I'm going to ask you, is that you need to check tonight for the expenses for, I guess, for that?
Not yet.
Okay. But minimal expenses. I haven't received the cancel check back yet from George Brooks. That broken tool, remember?
Oh, yes, of course.
I wrote a check, sent it to him. I'm not sure it got to him.
Okay, I'll reach out and find out. Okay.
That'd be great. Any questions?
So we accept this as our treasury report, and it's all seconded, and we're good to go. I first and I second it. Go ahead. Anyway, tonight is, for me, a huge topic, because this club has been around and on the books since 2012. It probably was a little bit before that, but as far as having our EIN number and all that, it was 2012. So that said, see, it was before, so, right.
I was a member in 2006.
So as far as us being is it the not-for-profit status and all that? But Harold is our claim to fame. This month, Harold is 90. So we have a 90-year-old wood turner. Yay! Brenda Harold, the floor is yours. Oh, instant gallery. I do that every time. I'm a terrible host, y'all. So, since Harold's got this table, we're gonna start down there, and whomever, who's first? Who's got the first bowl? All right. Honey, you want me to-
Hardly ever bring my things on the shoulder. Everybody knows what I talk about, especially the kids. She knocked out the whole way this morning. She pretty much, about 10 years ago, so I just, well, years ago, got a whole piece of rose maple. And he said, why don't you turn that? I said, okay. So I did. So that's a good inch thick, really good inch thick, without shaking it. I found it the other day. And I went ahead and turned this. The finish there is just carnauba wax. It's all it is. She doesn't like little shiny things. She wants the wood to show out the way it looks more. That's Nancy's doing. This little thing, I've had to cut a bunch of these down. They got so big, I was able to turn a little bit bowls out of it just for fun. It's kind of fun to turn this stuff. It turns real smooth, real easy. Oh, that's legal cypress, green trees, you know, talk about. Anyway, yesterday, I was walking down the driveway and I saw, I had a dead dogwood sitting beside the driveway for 3 years, but it had a squirrel nest in the trunk where a woodpecker dug them out, hopefully, squirrel. Anyway, the squirrel took out and left this year, so we had to cut it down. I thought, well, see if I can turn something out of it. That was at 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock, I finished this. Again, this is wax finished. And then I forgot, and I left a little bit of sapwood on the side. You should have it's good. It doesn't, it always happens. If you don't pay attention to what you're doing. Who's next? One thing my wife has told me many thousands of times, always put your name on your book.
So my name is on the finished work. These are not. This Christmas I made a plate, platter, whatever you tray, whatever you call it, for my wife. This is box elder. And as I was telling somebody today, this is lucky it didn't end up in a fire pit. You know, box elder can be so frustrating. You know, when you're turning it, there's so many voids and put the resin in it. And anyway, that was that one. Valentine's Day, I had several crotches, cherry crotches that were left over, been a year and a half or so, and goodness, they would have turned and it would have been very wet, but these were dry. And so I made my wife a nice, yeah.
You get something like that.
Those things.
Exactly.
A few months ago, I saw Rich Graffin video, and he made a rectangular bowl. And I thought, man, that is cool. And I had I had a blank that I sealed, now 12-inch blank, 12x5 cherry, and it's split right down the middle. And so I cut that up into spindle blanks, and the edges turned out to be something that looked kind of like that. Well, that turned a really cool rectangular bowl. So I had two. The first one turned out to be a prototype. And prototype is a project that didn't make it. There should have been two of these, but this turned out just excellent. Then I had a walnut log that was wet. And I thought, well, let me give that a shot. And so I turned this one, and this one's got about 2 weeks yet for it to dry. And when it dries, then I'll finish sanding it. I will lacquer it, polish it, and put my name on it. And then this one is just a little bit bigger, and same thing. And these walnut, or these rectangular bowls they're really cool. You know, they kind of draw your attention to it. I think somebody looked at this earlier and they said, what the heck is that? You know, how in the world do you make that? So, as I was telling Ken, you know, you spend a couple hours turning it, and then you spend a couple hours sanding it. That's how you do that.
Okay. My claim to fame is weird. I had been off my feet because of bunion. And this, I do not know what that piece of wood is. It is hard, it will dull a chainsaw blade, it is something horrible. But I did well to get that. These are honeysuckle. I just got a piece of honeysuckle and got the big thick parts and ta-da, mushrooms. And then of course a piece of burl and epoxy and mice. What else? That's it. That's it, but this is me.
That's pretty
I'm just here as a guest, but since they had a show and tell, I always like a good pen. And it's about the only thing I've turned of late. Turned a couple little bowls or number things like that. And pens, I'll just give it a pen. What's the wood? The wood is Ipe. 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 It's very hard against South American wood. You take the weight of it? Oh yeah, most people would not the weight of it. It weighs about 5 minutes on the pen. But I like the hardwoods. Good job. Exotic hardwoods.
Over the many years I've been turning, I've always rejected oak until they would give it to me. And here lately, I kind of rediscovered it. This is a piece of tin oak. And I think it has a lot of raising, like white oak, and it comes out look good. It finishes the same as real easy. I think I was started at 28 there. That's a oak bowl.
What finish do you have on that?
Bartley Space Varnish. It's been around for a long time. It's hard to find. Bartley used to make furniture kits, and that was the finish that they sold to go with it. They changed hands several times. You can still buy it online. It's about $50 a quart. And it's hard in the can before it gets out. I was, in January, I was hanging out in the bar down in Costa Rica, and a guy came down the street with a backpack full of bowls. And I couldn't resist it. That's rosewood. And it's really a good turning job. I signed it, you know, I $25.
Looks kind of old.
Negative scales.
Next.
Oh, that's mine.
That's you.
Okay, so, I don't know if it shows that I need your hour before the meeting starts, and, I and several people spend all this time setting things up while you're all looking at taking the free wood that comes in. And then after the meeting, I and the same people spend a half hour, 45 minutes putting everything away. So, and I'm not complaining too much,
But,
So you know.
there was a few pieces of wood left after the last meeting. And just take it. So I took this one, and a couple interesting things about it. There's a bunch of question marks. I had no idea what kind of wood this is. I don't know who brought it in.
That was cherry.
Cherry.
That's cherry?
Cherry.
Okay. Okay, so, but I did several different things with this. And I finally took the Walt advice, and I trimmed it to this thickness. It was wet, quite wet, and water was flying off of it. And then I put it in the microwave for 45 seconds, about 10 or 15 times. And it worked very little. Very little. And the only thing I did afterward was reversed it and took off the truck tendon on the bottom. But the microwaving worked pretty well. This was the third bowl I did that way. And this was a piece of scrap of Bradford pear, which was the second one. And I did the same thing to it. This is the final thickness. And it's amazing, you know, how nice and dry and very little warping compared to putting it in a paper bag and waiting six months.
How long between heats did you?
You take it out as soon as you have gloves on, so it gets very hot. And as soon as it's room temperature, I do it again. And I weigh it after each time. And when it stops losing weight, then I stop. And the next day it's slightly heavier because it equilibrates with the atmosphere and depending on the climate that day. So this is the second one. And the first one I did, I'm not going to show because I realized that when you do the microwave drying, you can't turn it at the bottom the way you might. And that was not something to show, but I really, I really like this, drying it this way. And you have to let the microwave air out and let it cool.
Now you sanded after you microwaved it, is that correct?
Yeah, this is just a Wasco natural finish, the two coats. Not finished with the finish yet, but yeah. But I do all the sanding except for the bottom where the tendons is. I totally sand it while it's still green. And really, I really like it. So.
Just to add, the bowl that I showed you, the oak bowl, I tried that in the microwave and I did it in, it depends on thickness and size, but to make it easy, I remember number 3, I go 3 minutes and 32 seconds at 30%. And I did it 3 times. So 10 minutes in the microwave.
Yeah, some of the pieces I've tried since then, they've lost 50% of their weight. But it all depends on how clean it is when you start out. I really like the technique.
Oh, good.
Blame that on anybody else. The oak that you microwave, did you turn it thin or thick?
I turned it just like that.
Thin, like that.
But I sand it by hand afterwards, I don't think that.
I also did some, actually, I got some of these pieces that they brought in before. And I did some microwave drying, and I've resisted it in the past, and I have relearned. But I had some pretty thick pieces, and I might do them 30 minutes later, I might do them the next day. They're just sitting on the counter in the kitchen. I have a wife that is patient with me and laugh. So sometimes it takes a week or so, you can do it in a couple of days maybe, but I just don't
but you keep up with it, and I'm really happy with that, as opposed to putting it up in a bag, like I did this in 2019. I take my pieces, so that's how that was put up. I did this rough, and I've never done a hollow or whatever you want to call this, a lidded box, I guess. It's a ginger jar. The wood actually turned out kind of ugly. It's ash, but that's how long I can let one set up. This is another one, plus 2410. I turned that pretty much to this thickness, and then give it about 3 weeks. This one about the same thing. If I turn them thin like this, I don't bother with trying to dry them. Give them about 3 weeks and then don't return them. Just sand it. This you get to see the crotch flame pretty well. And speaking of the stuff we were selling a few months ago, I bought that box for $45. And I don't see Bruce isn't here, so I'll talk about it. It actually had a Wolverine skew sharpening attachment in there. It cost $50. New. Plus a few burls and some other stuff, which is what I threw away. This is a piece of the cherry burl, and of course the longer I turned it, the greater the boys got to be. And I just filled those with turquoise, and it gives you what I think is kind of a nice look. Richard.
In July, I've been asked to do a demo. And what I'm going to do is I'll show you the results of my doing. Because hopefully it will sell in July, and I'll get the money back for the burl that I bought. But this is called a nesting set. There's a fifth one somewhere. Can't find it. I have to look in my shop and find the fifth one. So I have 4. These are red elm burls. They were bought at Buddy Wood, and he's kind of screwing with us. He's now slacking. You can't get the whole burl. I was able to get the whole burl on this because it was in a crotch. And so this was the only whole burl I got. The rest were all burl caps. But I got a lot of them. So this is the small one. This is the bigger one. This is a bigger one yet. And then this is the first roll I got out. And what you do is these were all the burl with one more here. That was the burl. And out of that one burl, I got 5 holes. And given the cost of the burl, you need to get multiple bowls out of it. People don't give burls away anymore. Used to be you could get them. People longer didn't know what they were doing with them. They were put on the bird pile. Not anymore. So, anyway, that's a nested set. Well, the burl cost $925. That's the start.
Richard, what finish did you put on those?
I used Liberon finishing oil. Unlike Renault, I'm not into a high gloss finish. I will also demonstrate in July that finish. Because after I put the Liberon finishing oil on, Liberon finishing oil is a matte finish, not a gloss finish at all. However, there is some gloss finish with this. After I put 3 coats of Liberon finishing oil on, that takes 3 days. Then after they're dry, I take them and I buff them on what's called the field buffing system. I buff them with AAA, white diamond, and the last coat is covered with wax. And that's what gives it a shine. But I'm not into, I think the high gloss makes it look classy. And I want it to look good. What flooring system do you use? I use the one-way. The Norton is another one. You gotta be really good to use the Norton. The one-way is kind of dumbed down. And it works real well. The only problem is that my lane, my one-way system will not work on that lane. So it's going to be a show you how to do it rather than actually doing it. I'm going to say that. Brilliant, well, I'll do it. All right. The one-way, I do not use the one-way cutting system. I use Corpro. It's a tiny little diamond that's all carbide, and it costs. Don't tell your wife. Yeah, don't tell your wife. It's very expensive, but you'll get like 60 balls out of it. I mean, it really works well.
So when you say 60 volts, is that full estimation, or is it 60?
60, I turn 60 bowls out of one cutter. And I always turn wet, by the way. I don't turn dry. All my stuff is turned wet, and then it dries.
Speaking about negative space, I've got a lot of you guys that found collaborators in great ideas. Richard gave me a little motivation to turn and expose the negative parts of wood. I would do that, I would see it, and I would fill it with epoxy, and you get a working, usable vessel. Well, Richard says, use the negative space and leave it exposed. And I got this little bitty here. What's cool about it is that it comes from Hawaii. It's called Christmas berry. There's another name for it, but that one. But this is a burl cap. Oh, the cap of the burl is here. There was a branch, and I turned everything that held up. And it just got a lot of windows. I didn't fill up a lot of worms, a lot of critters, and lots of air, and you can see through it. But it's fun. But it's also twice the work, because it's so fragile. Thank you, Richard, for that idea.
I did return the favor. I'll bring a bowl like filled with epoxy and resin next month. Thanks to you.
That's fair. That's fair. I got an idea from Renault. I saw one of his hollow forms. It was a bud base. I just saw it last week. And, hey, I want to try that. And I did. Hollow form, it's about a quarter-inch thick. I don't know why you would want to do it like that, because the hole's kind of small. So you really can't put a big branch in it. A leaf. Stuff a leaf in there and you're good to go. But it can't be done. And then I got some walnut veneer from Harold. Where is, what'd you do with Harold? Oh, there he is. This is the sunshine. He gave me a thin piece of veneer, and I needed to try it. So I turned the bowl, cut a slice off, sectioned, and used the veneer. If anybody ever uses veneer this thin, good luck. Have a good time. Wear your patience proudly, because you're going to need it. It is terrible to work with. It's just not a lot of love. And
what glue did you use your veneer?
Free.
Right?
Yes, Typon. Right, yeah. I use that on everything. It works good, it folds it, and I don't have any problems. I use a wipe-on poly for a finish, and I use the BL system to buff it out. And a lot of sanding, and then when it was done, there was a little bit more sanding. And that's it.
Two more announcements, because as you all know, my brain doesn't work all the time. Tony over here has access, he has a friend who is selling a hollow roller.
Hollow form. Carter system for hollow forms.
So if you know anybody who's interested in such a thing,
He's selling.
holler at Tony, because he knows how to get a hold of the guy. Also, next month, what will next month's not-for-profit donation be? Oh, thank you, somebody was listening today! So, next month's meeting, please bring in your birdhouses so they can be donated, okay? And I hate box elder, this thing about beat me to death. But, doesn't matter what it looks like, as long as it's functional. Bring your birdhouses, okay? We have a couple of nursing homes where the residents would like to enjoy watching the birds. Now, am I done?
One more.
Not even close.
That's me.
Well, get up here.
This is a little tree that was beside my garage. It's 40-some inches in diameter. So I cut it down, had a lot of dead things in it. Then I had surgery on the wrist and couldn't do anything for 5 months. So I gave the rest of the tree to Dwight Hobbs. But he cut me out to save me a piece. And I think I hit the pay dirt with that one. It had any kind of figure in maple that could be a maple in that one piece. So I did core it out with another bowl out of the center.
All right, now, are we up to Harold?
Yep.
Speak now. Harold, the floor is yours now. Okay.
Lisa told me to bring enough to cover half of the table. I don't think I quite done that. But I brought some of the pictures I've turned over the years. This is probably in the mid-80s. And this is a piece of Norfolk Island pine I was gave many years ago and didn't know how to turn it. And this is one of my shrubs I dug up in the front yard of you. And I turned it and put it down in a piece of pipe and then poured epoxy in it and returned it. And this was one of my shrubs. It's a piece of spruce. And this is a piece of black walnut. That was a piece of beautiful wood. And it was a post off of an old house and then dug up again. And I know the house was over 8 years old. And I thought, still got to block that wood. And it's 5 inches, 5 inches by 14. Anybody's interested in the rest of it, see me after the meeting. And I got one of the old Sears woodchucks, one of the first ones that was before the self-centering chuck come out, weighed about 10 pounds. Anybody collects all woodworking tools, and if you're interested in it, it's laying in the back of my truck. Just see me after the meeting. This is my little weed pod. This was, I turned this at Alan Bates price in 2008. It's called Hawthorne we made. And those are some of the ornaments I've made over the years. Out of elk horn, the knot out of a piece of the pine, and this is the little burl ornament I made. And Judy has a bright clothes shaped like a lampshade. Sits down over there. Everybody knows what that belt's for, don't they? That's to cover up the faceplate screws. I didn't even own a chuck back then. It was between centers or on a glue block. And I guess we're ready for the demo, if everyone else is ready. I'm going to demonstrate how to turn this lock box. Automatic lock with a hinge lid on it. And this is a piece of cherry that's about 4.5 inches square. Now I screwed it up on the bandsaw. And you don't start out with dry wood if you get it by all means. And then the top, you definitely want it dry. I'm going to show how I fasten that on the lid to get up a good match. That work? Oh. Everyone hear better now? Okay.
Harold, put that wire behind your shoulder. Put your arm in there. There you go. There you go.
That's what I was afraid of, get my arm hooked in it. Thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. I joined the Woodturners Club when it was first formed in 2004. And Mr. Ken Lewis invited me, so I'm going to blame everything on him. Maybe you all have to put up with me. But we was at a woodworking club meeting in Eastman. He invited me to join the club. So I was one of the first 10 or 12 members that formed the club.
Thank you.
I use double-faced pressure-sensitive tape to tape my top on to my bottom to turn it and screw it up. Now, there's one thing you want to do when you do this, is leave a little space in there where there's no tape to get that knife down in there to get it apart. Don't leave no pulling it apart. Here's the fun, is getting the cover off the tape.
Now, is there anything special about that tape? Is it just carpet tape? What's the,
It's a pressure sensitive tape made for wood turners. I'm pretty sure I'll make a hole so I can out in the truck, save time. To be safe, I'm going to use this to pull up to the center. Just tighten it up to its snug. I'm going to tree my farm up now.
What's food is done?
What I do at this time, I was saying this, my top and my bottom. Now I'm gonna take it off and take it to the drill press. And drill my hole for my hinge. I took it to the drill press and drill my hole. You want to make sure that you put it on the drill press. Do not try to drill it with a drill, because if that pin isn't perfect, straight up and down, your hand won't work right and your lid won't fit right. Because you threw your post in this, and the hinge your lid. Now I've got to try to get this one apart.
So this is where you need the blank space.
Huh?
This is where you need the blank
That's
space.
why you need the blank space. No, not your leg coming off, was it?
No.
That's what happens when you leave it sitting in there too.
Is there a tape that's a little bit looser?
Huh?
That you can use? Is there a tape that's a little bit looser that you can use? Not really?
Not really. Here's my 1/4 inch dowel rod. It fits right down through this.
were making the business a lot of trouble, that's all. I had to understand that the business every day of my life.
What size gouge are you using?
You want to check and make sure you don't fit into your hole. So I'm right on target there.
What size couch? What size couch? 7'4".
Both
Yeah.
Carol, why are you doing, you're turning from the inside out, not from the outside in? Why are you turning that from the inside out rather than from the outside in, like one would normally do with a bolt?
Go better. Superman.
It's end-grain. It's end-grain, not side-grain.
This is, no, this is side frame.
Is it side-grain?
Yeah. Well, I gotta come back in and straighten the sides up.
It'd be a good time to go get a cupcake.
I could take it down a little bit farther, but this will use the basics of how the salt box is made. Put the lid on it. I'll take my first cut saw. That I was saying that, there's the salt box.
Because so, when you put your hole in, is it in the side drain or the end drain? Does it make a difference?
I like to put it over here on the side because it'll spit out easier here on the end grain.
Yeah.
But, you make sure you don't get into it there. I could run a little deeper and everything, but the light isn't the best there. Now we got fun. I'm going to try to demonstrate how to turn a candle stick like this one with the 4 feet on it. George told me how to do it. So, I learned that from him. That that proves you never get too old to learn. I've marked my corners for my 4 feet. I'm gonna take this part off before I reverse it. Done. So far, so good. Got one more corner there. Smooth that at the sandpaper. Now, 4 feet is starting to form here. I would take this down deeper. But your block wood should be perfectly square. And this one was off just a fraction because you can see this one's a little higher here than these over here.
What size block did you start off with?
Uh,
What size block did you start off with?
4 inches. There's your 4 feet. I got that one little bad spot there on that corner, but sandpaper will take care of that. Now I got to turn my recess to reverse it to mount it and finish turning it. I've turned my feet too deep, and my truck is not long enough to go down in the creek here, so I'll have to.
You take one of the feet up,
Uh,
and you recess the feet bone.
you have to take them off here.
Yeah.
I turned this too deep. Got this too deep because it's got to have your depth where the feet will touch each other. So that's the way you turn the 4 feet. Now I turn the rest of the camera holder. Yeah.
Awesome.
I want to thank everybody for coming. I've enjoyed the woodturning club for the last so many years. It's been a great ride.
You're not quitting, are you?
No, I'll be here.
That sounded like it's so long, Harold.
No. It ain't been a great ride so far. I'll put the so far on the stand.
Hey, Harold, you got any idea about how many people you've taught over the years? I know you work big with the
I just finished up 2 at home, and they're done pretty good. But I can't talk them into joining the woodturning club. One of them sells quite a few pieces online, and the other one sells at the farmer's market in Kingsport all the time.
Well, you might start charging.
But I enjoy it.
That's beautiful.
Anybody want to walk with?
Cupcakes, you want to take cupcakes home? We're not,
Yeah, make sure that you visit the table so they all get gone, but
Take a while.
before we're done, over on the table, we have our invitation cards.
That's a great piece of my.
When you're in conversations and you've gotten someone's interest, be sure and just hand them one of these cards and tell the address, phone number, things of that nature. And we can fill them in on the when and all that. So, just make sure that you grab a handful of these. I bought some more, so we got a whole bunch. So take them, put them in your pocket when you're in conversation, share us. Yeah, get them, because they can take the pocket full every time. So just grab them up and take them with you. I can get more, that's not a problem, and more is better. Make sure you look at the list over there. Dan Perry has signed up for Jonesboro Days. Bob and I will be doing Jonesboro Days. John, Bob and I are gonna help you April 26th.
That is, farmer's market, right?
Yeah,
Denise is, got a booth,
okay,
a table, a ring. I will do the second with her
yeah,
to turn and display.
okay. And then on May the 3rd, you needed assistance as well?
Talk to Ronnie, Ronnie's going to be there with me.
Excellent, okay,
Pull it up here.
okay.
So, would I have access?
So, yeah, it's, we'll get you, no problem.
All right, to load up Ken to.
Yeah. Yes,
Tables, 10-foot pop-up.
okay,
I think everything else covered. Specifically, I think there's required table poles. Last time I did that. I think that's kind of,
okay.
it's a technical.
Okay, so you're covered for all the help you need.
Okay. Yes. I think, Ronnie and I think Harold's going to be joining us.
Okay,
Attorney.
excellent, okay.
I think we're good.
Okay, so what we need is everybody to commit to the fair and to Jonesboro Days and to Lumber and Craft, okay? So visit the table, pick up cards, there's magazines over there for you to take home and thumb through. So thank you for being here, Harold. Thank you for all you've done. And Sam and Josh, And Frank, thank you for being here. Young people, it's so great.
Yes.
And we're sure to get cupcakes, okay?
And you can see wood turning keeps you young.
Excellent. And we're gonna have the Nova made